Hello, and a very good evening to everyone on a Wednesday night again. Thank you everyone for tuning in this week's show. And we are at the end of November at this point of time. We have a few guests that's joining us for today. And the way this show goes is how we do it is actually just having friends having a cup of coffee and meeting up with over coffee and talking anything and everything about crypto or DeFi tokens, basically, or NFTs for that matter. And so this week we are going to talk about Ethereum's 2.0. Yeah, the news was yesterday, and a few more things that we're going to cover. Some NFTs that we think is going Bitcoin's parabolic prices. We covered that a bit last week. We're just going to follow up on that as well. Without further ado, I'm just going to introduce my coffee drinkers with me for the session for tonight itself. We have our regular degenerate, Mr. Steve Good.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Thanks for joining us all every Wednesday. Yeah.
Today home is where the heart is.
Nice. Yeah. And my next guest speaker, together with all of us, together coffee drinker, is Adele. Adele,
Hi.
thanks for joining us. Yes, this time around she's all prepared. Yeah, from crystal balling to moon charts to
I had a
to
tutorial yesterday. So
yeah, so Adele's gonna ask us a lot of new questions for the people, the person that's gonna join for the average man on the street who's actually joining us for the show. And last but not least, we have Rico. Yes, this week we don't have the shit stirrer with us in replacement. We have
Really?
Rico.
I didn't know he's not joining. I was joining because he was supposed to be here.
I
Really?
think
He
you
said
could say that. Could we not say that Rico is the shit stirrer?
Yeah.
Let's find out about that.
Yeah. This
Sorry, Rico.
Yeah. Dunstan is actually he told me that he's gonna swap with you. So you guys probably did the Uniswap thingy, so they swapped the personalities.
Dex swap.
Yeah.
I didn't know he
Yeah.
actually did a deal with my other organizer. He swapped me out of the other session
Really?
too.
Oh,
Yeah, he just told me. Yeah,
Oh, that's stirring shit, man.
I know. I'm used to it now.
Yeah. It is what it is. He's always doing some shit behind us.
No,
so-
because he's. I think the other session last night we had Tony Base on it.
Oh,
So he was,
okay.
oh, actually I've been on it. I said, yeah,
Oh.
you can come on anytime.
Yeah. He wants to talk to Tone Base. Okay, cool. I saw him. Tone Base should wear the cap, basically. He shouldn't go without his signature caps, basically.
Baseball cap.
Yeah, but I
couldn't-
like his
I couldn't
I like his
recognize him.
background.
Yeah,
I like
it
his
was
background though. Yeah, the
Yeah.
background he used is pretty cool. Yeah.
if you can send us the link, we can actually put it up for you. Rico, you can just type it in the private chat. I can put it up.
Okay, sure.
To for the viewers to see, basically. So so basically today we are going to talk about Ethereum 2.0. We have had news, right? Adele, Steve, we had the conversation last week. I think privately we also had some conversation, and as a result, this is the screen, and this is the announcement. Are you guys seeing my screen?
Yep.
You can see my screen, right? So Ethereum 2.0 deposit contracts secures enough funds to launch yesterday. So this was yesterday morning when they announced this. Basically, what happens over here is from proof of work to proof of stake. So there has been 540,000 ETH worth of $325 million worth of ETH has been secured by the deposit contract yesterday, and this will launch Ethereum 2.0. So I just want to hear from you guys, on the ground itself, what's going on, what's your opinion, the prices, the technology. Rico, you can talk about the technology as well. So Steve, why don't you
What
go ahead first?
technology?
On the ETH side, on the ETH 2.0, man.
Yeah, but, I mean, what technology is that? There's
Uh,
no tech.
proof of stake.
It's just another
Proof of
proof of stake.
Yeah, sure. Oh man, yeah. We next time, I think after today's session, we'll probably give you a nickname as well, so you can come and join us anytime, man.
I have a good mentor. We all
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Steve, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Share away.
So I guess my point of view is, I mean, the whole idea of proof of stake's been around for Ether for a really long time. They've probably been talking about it for what, 2-3 years now. I kind of lost track.
5 years, actually, to be honest.
Oh,
Is it that long?
Since the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
2020
mentioned
is
it.
The thing that's good
I
about it,
remember-
I mean, the idea of reducing electricity and being able to use a computer, but not, sitting there churning away all these GPUs and burning tons of electricity is certainly beneficial. And I like that because it's just, good for the environment. And that's part of what they say. It's all about sustainability. The high entry price of currently around 20 grand to buy your 35 Ether if you don't already have them, the equivalent of buying basically one Bitcoin. I mean, that prices out a lot of people to be a full node operator, which is kind of a shame because that's not the whole point of crypto for me. It's not about that, But on the flip side, anybody can stake. So that's also quite good because the more people that stake, the more validations we have globally, which is cool. But I don't like any of these projects like EOS or Steam or any of these projects where you end up with the cartels of a few rich people that are basically creating the network. But then to be fair, we have that with Bitcoin too, with a few companies that are doing most of the mining. So there's a bit of a reality check sometimes when you talk about decentralized. But I think the proof of stake concept is good to see it coming out. And the sharding that follows with it to accelerate the speed of the network transactions has been needed for a long time. It's been the big joke has always been, hey, we're Ether, we're gonna, be able to do fast transactions, and people go, yeah, well, Visa does like, X transactions per second, and you do those per year. I mean, it's that kind of a joke. So I'm happy to see that they're moving toward a faster network and a new way of doing things, and it just remains to be seen if it works. How successful it is, I suspect that it will be successful, but it's about a change and a shift in paradigm for them. So I don't think it'll change much in terms of its uses. It's just going to be more fast, and it just got to wait and see. But I like the fact that they're finally doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I hope their technology has been done, to some extent before they actually do this, and not just collecting the money to start on something. I remember Vitalik coming to Singapore, I think back in 2016 or 2017. He filled the room in the university hall itself, and he was talking about proof of stake that is going to happen. Everyone got excited about it. I can't remember if the price was almost the same price as well. So it is what it is, basically, right? It can kind of climbed out as well. And we've seen price movement for Ether to go up quite substantially in the last week or so. Last week, when we were talking about Bitcoin's price being parabolic, hasn't gone to this stage where Ether just suddenly pops up. Rico, if with the DeFi movement that's bringing so much attention to Ethereum space, do you think Ethereum is undervalued at this point of time?
Yes and no. I think at the moment, Ethereum is at a very high price, so I don't see how is that being undervalued. Let's see how the performance is after 2.0 is being launched, and we shall make the judgment later. But with the current number of users on DeFi, I don't think it will affect it much.
Oh, really?
I don't think so. There's not many real DeFi projects that have that much users usage on it. So even you have 20 times more, 100 times more users as what we have now, maybe it may be a problem for the whole network. Unless we have another 10, 20 CryptoKitties that comes and do a hype at one go. But looking at CryptoKitties volume after that doesn't make much impact to it. So I believe that Ethereum 2.0 is a good start. Hopefully, they will bring more enterprising projects onto the blockchain space. At least the options are there for them to choose some of the enterprise protocol. And I think Ethereum is by far one of the most popular one in the market, and mostly cheapest to deploy in the market. So I think most of the small medium enterprises or even institutions like banks can consider using the Ethereum blockchain if it proves to be better. If the 2.0 proves to be another upgrade, just from proof of work to proof of stake, I don't see the point at all. And then see what tech does it mean to change. So I think I'm looking forward to this new, Ethereum 2.0 upgrade. Yeah.
Adele,
Rico, I got a question for you. Just one quick question for you on the technical side. If Ether actually is able to speed up to the extent that they claim that they'll be able to do, how do you think that will impact Plasma Layer 2 protocol?
I think it will change the game if they can deliver what they were supposed to do. Yeah.
Is there any need for Plasma Layer 2 at that point? So what happens to the likes of an OMG or Matic or any of these other ones that are trying to build faster networks on top of Ether and lower transaction costs? If Ether does it themselves, what happens to them?
Well, they can pretty much, go and do something else then.
time to pivot. So we know which one's the short then is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's why if a network can be so much more faster, and then some of the projects may be obsolete because there's no need for them. I mean, and depending on the adoption rates and the usage of their tech, that's about it, right? At the moment, looking at how the Bitcoin has been a great year for in 2020, and the fact that more corporates are hedging on it, institutions are coming in. So it's not just the whales, influencing the market anymore. Yeah. So I think it's good to be market driven, and it's good to have competition in the space. And it has always been like that. I hope it's a good healthy competition. And bring and look for more real DeFi projects out there.
Yeah. Adele, you've been quiet, man. So do you know anything about Ethereum 2.0?
I heard about it, but see, that's what I don't. I think
that was Ethereum 4.0 that you heard of.
No, it's 2.0. Stop teasing her, Yuko.
For the general consumer, people think of Ether as either something that you use to trade crypto kitties. That's what started my interest in Ether. I wanted crypto kitties.
You bought any kitties?
No, I couldn't afford it even then. Well, even back then, I thought it was too much.
Expensive.
Okay. Ether was like $100 or something, and I still did. I was like, oh, I want to pay $100 for a crypto kitty. No. But like, so in my mind, I want Ether
birthday presents. Get her a kitty.
for NFTs like that, or for gas, for NFT, or just as just a coin that you, I don't know, trade on, right? But how does this proof of stake? How does that change?
So here's the thing, guys.
I don't care.
It's not just proof of stake that's being implemented. It's like a 3-phased implementation. Correct. So proof of stake is really to move away from using computers to generate and prove the transactions, and also because the ability for the GPUs to have enough memory to store the full blockchain is limited. And so you have to keep upgrading your GPU from a 6 megabyte memory to whatever it is to 8 to then 10. It's like it becomes unmanageable to have GPUs, and you need faster and faster ones. You have to keep changing out your tech. So if you move from a model like that, which is burning tons of electricity and doesn't have the memory capacity, to a model where you can download the full blockchain and then validate new blocks just by using your PC without all the GPU, it's a completely different model. So you have coins, you stake them because you're staking them, you're on the node. As long as you're connected to the internet, you're able to validate that way instead of using the computers to run the calculations in a complex way. So it's pretty fundamental in terms of how it changes architecturally, because that's not what makes it faster. That's just what makes it more efficient and less costly for users. The thing that makes it faster, and Rico can talk about that probably more than I can, is the concept of sharding. I'll stop there and say,
No.
go ahead, Rico.
I don't think you want to go into sharding. No.
No, but
Stop.
sharding is what speeds it up.
No,
It's
no.
this,
No. Let's not go into sharding, man. Oh my gosh, there's another level. Steve, don't open up a can of worms.
Should I start this?
No, Rico, no, please. No, okay, so
I'm sorry, Del. So it's a technical implementation that they're going to do that will effectively speed up the way transactions are done across chain and between blocks, or from block to block. So it's a different technical mechanism.
Yeah, so here's the thing, guys. I mean, we've got, part of the show is people can just ask questions, right? So we'll try to answer them as much as we can. And I love the fact that we have a viewer by the name of Bunny Story. See,
I
that's
like
a
it.
cool name.
It's more fashionable. I love it.
Dunstan Hero. What's Dunstan doing?
Yeah, hold on. Wait.
It's got to be Dunstan in disguise, right?
So let's just answer this question, right? Because CryptoKitties makes it. I haven't shown to the guys yet. Hold your horses, guys. Yeah. So the swanky upgrade that makes Ether more visible and fashionable, it's really the DApps that's available in the market, right? That actually helps to things like the CryptoKitties and the XC Infinity at this point of time. That's actually helping people to know about Ethereum as much. So the equivalent, in my opinion, at this point of time, is XC Infinity, which is the same as CryptoKitties back then. They might be the same Delph thing. I do not know. Dunstan's not here to answer the question, but yeah, he's watching the show. He's asking about how about security. This stupid dude.
He's lurking.
Yeah, he's not. He's got the link to join us, but he refuses to join us. But
he's switching with me.
Yeah, so horrible. He's asking about Ethereum security. Yes, we can talk about that. So the thing about Ethereum, Adele, just to help you understand as well.
Poor Rico, he's getting slammed today.
Yeah, proof of work, right? This is so funny, right? We're doing the degenerate thing. We're doing the swap thing. Yeah. So Ethereum's proof of work, right? Right now, Ethereum's token supply is unlimited.
Right.
Okay, Adele. So that does something to the price factor of Ethereum versus Bitcoin's 21 million. There's going to be forever just 21 million. That's based on that fundamental basis. Now, Ethereum, if what's going to happen is that after proof of work, they're going to go to proof of stake. My biggest question is, will it still be a limitless production or minting of coins? Right. So that's another aspect of things. Even though you have your validation on your chains that's going to do that. Stupid Dunstan, stop commenting, dude. I think he's having a lot of fun commenting on our show for today. Yes, XRP went up in price. I want to talk about that as well.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. we'll talk about that as well. So interesting, like he's making me lose my thoughts, man. My thought process.
The shit stir even in the ether.
Yeah, so he's doing shit stirring on the side basically. So I hope that answers your question in terms of the validation on the chain itself. Proof of work. It's not using computers anymore. They're using the coins to stake as the form of validation for that. So Dunstan, this is your fan talking to you. He misses your mask. Steve is asking that. Yeah, everyone's putting on some form of mask. Yeah, in this manner. There you go.
But at least with my mask, you'll never get COVID, though.
Yeah.
I need to get a Darth Vader mask for this.
Yeah, seriously.
For this show, I think next time we should call ourselves the Mask Figures or the Mask Crypto Guys, basically. That would be quite funny, right? The channel should change this name to the Mask Guys on crypto. Yeah, everyone wears a mask. I just want to share screen. Since we're talking about XRP, right? The price movement has been quite sharp in the last week itself. Last few days, actually, to be honest. Let me show my screen to you guys. Let's go to CoinGecko. CoinGecko is having a separate session today. At this point of time, they clashes with us on their monthly, gathering together. They're also talking about it as well. You guys can probably look on the link itself. And you can look over here. XRP is on third on the list. They have not been on the top 10 for quite a while, actually, to be honest. And it's gone up by 11%. and you can see that previously it was at the low of even I think 50 over cents basically. um 30 days, there you go.
Wow.
So it climbed quite a fair bit. It was just moving along over here, and in November itself, or in the last few, you look at this, right? Almost all the altcoins have this behavior. It was 20 over cents. Everyone just got in over here. This is kind of like consolidation, like over 3 years or something like that, and suddenly just pumps up like this. Steve, I'm gonna ask you this question now. What do you think of XRP?
That's so Steve, yeah.
What do you want me to say about XRP? I'm not a fan.
I don't know. I know you're not a fan, but with the price movement and all the,
Listen, they have 99 billion coins, right? So I always ask the simplest question: are they really worth $1? I mean, if they're worth $100 billion, then Apple's not worth $1 trillion; it's worth 10 trillion. I mean, it's just a total joke to try to consider valuing Ripple at anything when they don't have anything specifically working yet that's of any significance. I mean, if they're trying to replace the SWIFT network in banking, which is the interbanking transfer protocol for moving money between banks globally, they're nowhere near that.
So we have a reader who asked us, is it because
it's an airdrop that caused it? Probably so, Peng. I would agree with you.
It's true. It's true. There is a reason for the price to go up. So it's always market forces having that insight, or that information that's already available in the market. So, well, you're not wrong for that, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe
I just think that the upside potential on something like Ripple is always going to be limited because, number one, it's not actually a coin. It's the company that's issued a coin, and the company can issue as many coins as they want. So it's not the same as other projects. And the second is it's just too many coins. It doesn't make sense because people will look at the fundamentals.
XRP foresees that there are going to be so many security breach in Ethereum 2.0, and their value might go up, and they will start telling you, look, that's how
does Ripple have anything to offer that competes with Ethereum, though, for the smart contracts and the DeFi space? They're not even in the game.
Yeah. Not even Tron, man.
Seriously. I mean, Tron has it, you can use solidity in Tron for a smart contract, same like Ether, but I think we all know the limitations of Tron without saying it out loud.
Adele, we're geeking out over here with all the tech specs and all the protocols.
I'm sorry, Adele. I wasn't trying to throw technical words in the conversation.
It's we're purely geeking out, and the worst part is that our viewers are also geeking out together with us. So we've got comments on this. See, Dunstan, whenever you're not around, people start asking you questions. Last week, you asked them to come in and ask questions, and you're not.
They didn't ask you anything.
No. Jason is answering for me because Jason is one of our tech team guys. So
I see. Oh, okay, awesome. Cool. Jason's part of our tech team. Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Well, that's a shout out to Jason over here. I think nice. So we've talked about Ethereum, we've talked about XRP. What about Bitcoin's parabolic price? Since last week, we saw it at 18,000 plus, is at 19 at this week. So any comments? Adele, you've been paying attention to the price, movements, and we had a private session with Steve.
Don't make her feel bad. Come on,
where the moon is.
She's been saying for weeks that she exited out and she's waiting for her entry price, and we keep telling her, "Oh, it's 1,000 points higher again, Adele. Sorry."
I'm sorry.
I love that.
I'm sorry for rubbing salt into wound, but yeah.
But I'm waiting for the full moon. November 30th, guys. The full moon, November 30th.
Yeah,
that's right.
For you guys who've just watched this show, Steve last week he showed us your. Hey, Steve, why don't you just show the moon chart again, man?
Let me see if I've got it because I have
it.
To.
It's super degenerate.
I do have it here. I do have it. Hang on one second. Let me just get it set up.
Funny thing, right, guys? Rico, you should watch this. This is a whole new way of playing, of trading.
You see
Basically.
this, Rico?
Sorry.
You have to see this. Yes.
This is
Steve-
so funny because last week we were talking about it, and Adele's like, "Oh, I found a crystal ball, basically how to trade, basically." So,
and then Steve said, so I was like talking about astrology because I was like, I just want Bitcoin so that I can trade with the aliens when they come. And then Benson was trying to shut me up. And then Steve went like, oh, but there is a correlation between full moon, new moons, and Bitcoin prices. So I think you have to look at this one. But there you go.
There's your full moons at the bottom and your new moons at the top. And I drew up the red lines for you guys so you can see the constant, same there, same here, same here.
God.
Yeah.
we love you, man, Steve.
So yeah, there's always
so you can see.
Look at this.
Is this based on the Chinese calendar or what calendar is this?
Wait till Chinese New Year comes and then you get a full moon and new moon, man. That's just like epic.
You should look through the last 12 years, like every time.
It is.
Based on Chinese calendar.
Well, I went back a little ways and drew them all in for you just to give you a point, but I'm not going to draw them all. But it's pretty consistent, though.
Wow.
We're looking for a short drop at this point of time before Bitcoin's price goes.
So are you saying that it's going to drop since the full moon is almost over?
It's coming. The next full moon is 30th November.
It could be that so the way it works is that it's more that you can buy at the full moon and then you can sell at the new moon. But if you just hold, it may come back a bit. But yeah, you can short on the new moons. But the most important point is you look for the next full moon to enter, and then you look for the next new moon roughly to exit. And it's a really weird strategy I found out about some time ago. I think I found out about it 2 years ago, and I thought there's no way this works. So a friend of mine and I sat there drawing them in by hand before we could insert them as like indicators. And we were drawing it out with the new moon and the full moon, and we were putting like blue lines around it and entry and exit. And we're like, holy crap, this works. Even in a down market, it works. And we're like, it's risky
only for Bitcoin. Only for Bitcoin, right?
It doesn't work every single cycle, but it does work on a lot of occasions. And obviously there's people, we heard about it from somebody in Asia. So we knew that this was like the full moon, new moon sort of studies. And we were like, okay.
So you're saying the Asians are behind the Bitcoin price?
No, I'm saying that somebody that was Asian wrote about it. That's how we found out about it. But I mean, who's interested in full moon and new moon stuff? Adele. So, maybe she's behind all this. I don't know.
I'm sure she'll buy it, man. It's so easy.
Sorry, Adele.
Yeah.
Still love you.
So by early December, she will start buying.
Yeah,
because it will go up.
You never know. Yeah. So
now I'm so scared, right? Because everyone's like, there's no way. But once it breaks, if it breaks 20, if it breaks 2017 high, then what's going to happen?
It's going to go up, man.
But last year, Gunson said this year is going to hit 30,000 and hasn't hit yet. So maybe in December.
No. Yeah. Max is gonna call you out, man. He did not say 30,000, man. No, I don't think so. Max, I don't know. We have a good chat. Yeah, remember it was like something else.
Well, this guy said 30,000, and then on my side, I have guys saying like 34,000. Like, it's scary. But Tone Ways, myself, and Muru Patel from last night's session, we all believe that it shouldn't go that much. You should start with tank. But the safe zone will be around 14,000 range, and then maybe the 12,000 range.
That's what they said, right?
Yeah.
Well,
both Dungy and I predicted 13 too.
Yeah.
So I hope it is happening.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the dip is just too much for people to handle.
Yeah. Anyway, the alt Vember is happening.
Oh my God, my 15 million worth of bitcoins.
But guys, this March it went down to 4.
No, it will never
see like MicroStrategies and a lot of people from PayPal coming in at like this range now, this month. So if it falls to like 12,000 to 14,000, they are going to have a very sad Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, they're gonna get wrecked, man. So
well, they don't have to get wrecked. They can just short market on one of the derivatives exchanges,
that's
and
true.
they'll make more Bitcoin on the way down, and their value will stay the same.
Yeah.
Huh?
Rico, you're saying sorry?
Blame it on the Asians.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm more worried about
Asians,
Chinese. Listen, the only thing that worries me is Chinese New Year. It always sells off for Chinese New Year and then bounces back after.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, guys.
Chinese New Year is during the 12th of February.
Yeah,
okay.
It's always that period of time. You know why? We have this saying that these guys, when they go back to China, or the traders in China, they've got 12 days of holidays. They do nothing. They just look at the charts every day. So that's why they are just playing the market.
I accept red envelopes, no problem. So if you've got any coin you want to send my way, stick it in an envelope with a private key. I'm fine with that.
But I mean, like, no, but guys, this year it went from like, what was it, 12, and then by March it was 4-ish, 5.
Mm-hmm.
If that can happen,
it was 13,800 in June of last year, 2019, and then it dropped significantly all the way down to about what 3K or something in January. I forget when it was.
Yeah.
And then people were like, "We're going to hit 3," but it didn't. It didn't go below 4. But like, if we can,
Tone Vase was saying it was going to 1,200, and he was completely wrong on that one. Thank God. He's another shit stirrer. I love Tone. I know Tone personally, but he's a shit stirrer too. But he's always like, it's gonna be horrible. It's going down, but only Bitcoin. Everything else is shit.
We love him for being dramatic, man.
Yeah.
That's us all calm and quiet and just says it monotonously and just shoots the shit, right? Yeah. I don't think the prices will ever go down to below 6,000. The reason is because the miners themselves have to survive, and their minimal is actually 6,000 USD to keep them sustainable. And as every year goes by, it just keeps getting higher and higher. When I started off, they needed 3,000, and every time when they halve, it comes to doubles up in terms of the operation costs, electrical charges, and things like that. And the Chinese market, and the Chinese miners are having a hard time trying to sell Bitcoin. Apparently, I don't know. I saw some news somewhere that there was some sort of congestion because of the government that's preventing them from selling Bitcoin. Yeah. I need to wear the mask now. But Dunstan, where are you when we need you? Yeah. So you could have shed some light on that.
I'll take hate. That's fine.
Well, yeah. I heard there are actually military guys in Venezuela like mining Bitcoin now.
Oh wow! Yeah, I mean for Venezuela, I don't blame them.
Mine it using the facility, then
I don't blame them.
Cost concern at all. And
that's probably funding. That's probably what's funding the army, man, over there. Yeah. So I guess that's when I just saw news today as well that. On the note of not Bitcoin, but on the DeFi space, which is interesting. Let me try to find that out. It says here that mainstream DeFi is inevitable by the US currency comptroller. So this is from the SEC or the issuance of the let me just show the screen. Hold on. This is probably a month ago, but I just saw the news today. Let me just quickly share the screen. And they are saying that, mainstream DeFi itself, with Bitcoin itself, right? I think they didn't predict this. They actually said that decentralized finance will actually render many of the financial offices offered by banks obsolete. And this is coming from, cool. Which is really cool. I mean, this is the whole reason why we set up this channel, right? In the FinTech Week itself. Rico, you went for the FinTech Week, right? Was it this FinTech Week or that was in the US or some?
This is the one in DC. The one I went for is another.
Yeah. Right. So we are really having eyes, the SECs, the regulators, and the banks are really looking at where we are. which is interesting because DeFi itself, I think we have had so many, perspectives and professionals that come and join us. So they actually come and gave us, DeFi is the future, and they shared certain perspectives on that. After a few months, Steve, you've been in the space, you've been working on projects, what's your thoughts on this? Is DeFi here to stay? Is it going to change?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, people like Mark Yusko and Pump, who are both working in, have a serious U.S. hedge fund. They're partners there. They're publicly talking about DeFi and tweeting about it all the time. People like Tim Draper have been big on Bitcoin and very much investing in DeFi type projects now. So I don't think this is going away because a lot of big name people are backing and supporting this stuff. And there's big investors who are putting money into Ethereum for Ether 2.0, partially because their belief in the whole DeFi environment and ecosystem. And then we see a lot of neobanks that are trying to implement forms of Bitcoin into their network, such as, Revolut and WireX is just, beginnings. So, I think if anything, the big banks, interestingly, they for a long time were holding off on making investment advice like buying Bitcoin, but then Citibank, last week says price target 318 by end of 2021. Yeah. So we're getting this weird dichotomy now where some parts of the banks are saying, hey, Bitcoin's a good thing, and other parts are still too slow to figure out even what to do with it. And they're thinking it's like a database and they don't understand what it is and how to use it. And I've literally had meetings with some of the big banks. I've got friends at some of them from my previous work experience. And I'm sitting with them for 4 hours trying to explain, you don't use it as a database in your department. So, there's definitely going to be a shift, and there's going to be a lot of turmoil, and there's going to be a lot of pushback and a lot of regulating things that can't be regulating, battles and all sorts of stuff. It's going to be like every type of shift and change that goes on. There's going to be people trying to defend their turf and people that adopt. It's normal. So I expect we're going to see lots and lots of craziness over the next 2-3 years with DeFi expanding. There's no way DeFi is going away.
Rico, your thoughts? I know you've been quite actively in the space as well. Is DeFi going to here to stay? Yeah.
I would say yes and no. DeFi has been around some time. It's just that it became a hype lately. Since there are more usage and blockchains using it for swapping assets, and the fact that decentralized exchanges are actually popular with Uniswap, SushiSwap, or the rest of the swaps. But I foresee this is not going to be sustainable. The fact that the whole network limitations, the gas fees, even though with 2.0, let's see if the gas fee does really go down or not. So I think yes and no. We still need better blockchain in the space so that DeFi can really be a sustainable business and operation for the whole industry. I believe that yes, it's a good year for DeFi. Finally, we've been talking about DeFi for so many years, and finally people pay attention to it and knowing, hey, what is decentralized financing and its architecture. I think a lot of innovations are moving into that space. I don't see the any innovations in any techs. Even on NFTs, to me, it's not a new thing. It's been around all along. I was just talking to some of the guys in the properties real estate industry. Keeping the value of an asset, like storing it on a non-fungible token. It's just collateral in a way to guarantee the returns. So it's just a change of the way we presented it over the years, and now that we call it a non-fungible token, it's not really an innovation. It's more of adoption of DeFi and enabling it in our space with arts and with physical world real assets being packed into it. So it's just like another STO hype we had back then. Everyone was talking about STO. Wow. And then what? Nothing. So I believe that
you make a good point there, Rico.
I think NFTs, I think NFT has a bigger potential than a DeFi, that it may be a bigger hype next year. We shall see. As we foresee,
seems that way, isn't it? Yeah.
NFTs are coming into the space. The next 18 months in our industry, more and more. I was talking to my my friends in China. Even the Department of Land and most of the developers are looking at how to use the NFTs into their business to attract more buyers and investors, and how they can use this concept around in China. And if they are able to do it very quickly, because how a communist country works, if they want to do it, they can do it. And it's not like you're going to India or you're going to US to get this approved to get something done. So by the time all these democratic countries approve something and acknowledge that, oh, this is regulated, you guys can do it, I think the Chinese has already done it a long time ago. So I think it's interesting that the Chinese are looking at the NFTs market very late, around July this year, when we already started talking about NFTs earlier of the year. So though they pick up late, but the speed of efficiency in terms of innovations, getting it through, and looking at how they can use it to advance the market, I think they are coming up very quickly.
I would agree on that. For the NFTs side, basically, I think it's a unpolished gem at this point of time in the crypto space. So, Adele, I hope we don't. Yeah, I hope we don't lose you, Adele. I was so worried that today we are going overtly too geeking out, basically. You've got any questions that you want to ask? I'm throwing it to you.
I think that I'm a bit more familiar with NFTs by now. But then, I keep coming back to the question of for the average person on the street. Okay, but first, before I get to my question, all three of you agree that you want more, consumer, commercial retailers to just come in, right? You want more people to get involved in this space, but the tech has moved so quickly. I either was off my radar until a few months back. I do have
just being a shit story.
I do have that's a really good question, I think. But how either was off my radar until my really good teacher told me to look at it. Told Leslie to tell me to look at it. So then I went to buy Ether when I should have just bought more Bitcoins because I'm stupid. And then whenever we talk about
there's no such thing as stupid. You can never time the market, Adele. That's the rule number one, basically. Yeah.
I was buying up Bitcoins, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll just buy Ether instead. I think it was like 400 at that point.
300 plus.
300 plus. I bought. So I bought instead. But then, so now people are talking about Ethereum, and I think the regular consumer or even someone at my level can be like, okay, I can see why I need to get back into looking at Ether. I can see why it's good to store some Ether. But then when we talk about the tech,
that's good advice.
we're lost. I mean, how do you guys expect the average person to come in when there's so much of this tech that has moved so far beyond us?
There's a lot of
usability has got to be the thing we solve, right? Because it's kind of like I think back to the internet when it first came out, and it was all super techy and impossible to use, and we've over time made it easy and good UI and beautiful, websites and all that. But crypto is hard. I mean, just giving people a crypto address and saying, "Here, send me funds to this address." And you're like, "What do I do?" It's scary. So I agree with you. There's some fundamental things we need to get to enable people to get on to using this stuff, and usability has got to be one of them.
Yeah. I mean, for adoption to happen, it has to be for a logical, like weird person like me who's going to buy the full moon, or buy the full moon and sell the new moon. But for an average
I cannot believe she just
a
said.
little bit better than that.
Buy the full moon and sell the new moon. There you go.
I
Like,
gotta
put it in
write-
the new slogan for
Gotta
the
write
show.
this now. This is a new meme. New meme. buy the full moon.
And by
Which
the
is
way,
like-
you know, because
In
we're
like
on the
5
show,
days time.
yeah.
5 days time, right?
Yes.
Sell the half
Right
moon.
now, we're all talking, and Bitcoin is pumping like crazy. It just
Steve,
broke
this is what I'm telling
19,540.
you, like showing the vision into a different perspective. The full moon, buy, and then towards the
It's
middle
all
of the
about
month,
the moon, baby. It's all about the moon.
There you go. Buy the full moon, sell the half moon.
every
Yeah,
2 weeks,
The,
Adele is going for her
The new moon, the new
facial
moon.
spa and shopping.
The moon, not the half moon.
the
Buy
new
the
moon.
moon.
Sell the
Right.
new moon.
Buy the full
Sell the
moon
moon.
and sell the new moon.
Oh,
Right,
right.
But most people are not unlogical human beings, and they're not like me. So how do you get them to adopt? How do we get them to adopt so that the prices will move? Then I can come back.
You know,
Make it
and
easy
this-
to buy
this
it
is-
and make it easy
Yeah.
to use it for something.
This is an age-old question, basically, Adele. Since the beginning, I think it's really all about understanding and wanting to learn in the first place. You know,
But it's not getting any easier, right? I mean,
no,
especially
it's not.
we're
It's
talking
not.
about 2.0.
Yeah. So even if you want to make it easy, you have companies like this that makes Bitcoin cards like this, then they can actually transfer Bitcoins in there, and that's it. They carry that around from the card. And yeah, when we were talking about XRP earlier, I have this that's right in front of my face anyway, which got jackass. There's nothing in there basically. But it's innovations like this that they try to make it easy for people. Education is just part of the process, right? Adele, you wanted to learn. Rico started off as well. We had to ask, Dunstan, please teach us. Can you please tell us what to do, right? We did start in the space like all there and knowing. We are still learning at this point of time, to be honest, right? The technology, like you say, has grown so much. My concern is like even before DeFi that you want to learn, they need to understand what crypto is. And here's the best part. I've been in part of a community that's with MCO, right? All they're doing is just buying and selling of USDT and Bitcoin, basically, right? That's all they know. Just one way of doing things, and they're flooring the market. They're screaming in the chat group and saying, "Whoa, Bitcoin is at 19,000. This guy has made like 6-figure digits. Basically, woohoo. Things like that." And it's only from because there's a pump at this point in time. It's going up, right? It's parabolic. There's no way you can't make money from a parabolic market if you're buying the dips going up with the high, like what Steve has mentioned. So the only thing is just don't catch the falling knife. That's all. We don't know when it's going to dump, basically, right? And if you're going by the moon concept, the dump's probably going to happen in like 6 days, right?
You want to see something really interesting?
Well,
Talking about
Adele,
the moon and the
Bitcoin
dump.
price
and
is
the
moon another
Yeah.
$500 as we were in this session for the last 40
Damn.
minutes. Yeah, starting 19,450
Show,
as we were
Oh,
on this
man.
trip.
what the heck?
Oh man.
Are you sharing screen?
That's
Yeah.
it.
No point sharing it. I mean, it's a
Oh,
known fact.
man.
No, I was going to
Wow.
show something else actually. So we've been watching Bitcoin
Steve's doing
pumping
something.
right now. Yeah, I'll just show you something
Yeah.
real quick.
It's dropped.
Well,
This is
It's deep.
I'll
again.
just-
our shit stirrer has declared that it will be dumped at $20,000.
so look at see this
Stupid.
blue line up here.
Yeah.
Okay, this line was drawn yesterday. You saw the same line, Adele. I didn't change it. Okay.
Yeah.
We had already hit this point here a couple days ago, or whatever, a day ago, whatever it was. And this is based on a trend line going way back, to this point where it peaked over here, where it hit 18,400. And I just
Yeah.
kind of drew this out. I, mapped it along to this point here, and drew it out further. Well, today, just now, while we're on this group call, we literally just hit this right here, and it literally hits the trend line
and
pops back down and dumps 250 points. It just
250 points
in the last minute. Yeah. So what you see is that there is an upward trend, and we're continuously going up, but we're still testing this resistance line on an upward trend, which is fine. It just gives us an indication that for us to break above this is obviously harder than we thought, because we've done it about 4 or 5 times now. And once we break above this, then we can start looking at bigger moves up. But every time we hit the line and bounce straight back down, it's like, oh my God.
Steve, is it true that there's a 3-time rules every time they go up and down?
Well, I mean, there are certainly rules around hitting multiple times, but that has more to do with not usually done on an angle. It's usually done more on a straight line. It's called a W or a head and shoulder. More level. Yeah, you can do it on a slant. But if I looked at, if I go back and I'll look at let's see, I'll just show you the.
It's popping up again.
Which screen was I on here? Hang on, let me stop sharing it. I've lost my screen now.
Dan is saying he's testing resistance now.
Is that the W already? Has that been that W? Then it's going to come down, right? In 5 days.
Well,
wow.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to last 5 weeks to get to that W, to be honest. The rate we're going.
Jason, I don't even know what BART. I know what BART pattern is. Oh, the hair. I got it. I hear you, man. Yeah, it's true.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Come, Adele. Adele, come.
Okay, I have a very quick question. What price was it at 8 hours ago? Just testing a theory.
8 hours ago? Let's see.
Because you have your chart out.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 was down here. 6 o'clock in the morning, our standard pump time. Yes, correct. It pumped right at the same time that it does every day.
Yep.
Was that your question?
I should have just done that.
She wanted to find out in terms of the pump and dump. Yeah. Rico, Steve has a theory.
Every day, I know this is really weird, but every single, look, I made a happy face. Oh, that's so cute. Every day around between 1 and 2 p.m. Singapore time.
Danson is going to laugh if he hears this. Yeah.
He already heard it.
He heard it. Yeah, he heard it last week. Yeah.
Yeah. Every day around 1:30, 1:45, it pumps. Every day. Almost every single day. Pretty much. Was that what you were going to ask me, Adele?
Yeah.
We tease Dunstan that that's the time that he just woke up.
Yeah. He wakes
up.
up, he pumps the market. I buy in at this time, I sell at this time. It's perfect.
Yeah. It was just a joke anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
you were asking about the W, Adele, so I'll go back to this. So this is also I'll show this. Can do it on this one, I think. If I look at the 3-day, maybe it's better. Wow. Yeah, so there's your W right there.
Yeah, that's a big W, man.
You know, I'm looking at basically this, and that is the line right across the top here. If we break above this line, it's like there's your moon right there.
Yeah.
If we don't, then there's your full moon right there. So pick your moon.
Yeah. Well, next week is gonna be I think what's the date for next week? 2nd of December. Right. So predictions, man. Come, let's have fun. Adele,
what do you think, Adele? Do you think it's gonna be like a full moon, or is it what? Short.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep speaking of it coming down because that's what I'm projecting to the universe right now.
That is pure pleasure.
I'm telling you, red envelopes are easier, Adele, at this point.
But what's your gut feeling? Adele, believe in your gut feeling. Do you think it will go up to the 30,000?
No. 30, no. No.
Next month?
No. No.
Don't forget, we will be in this session every week, and we will come back to this.
Yeah, not 2020.
Yeah, but
Not
she's not.
It actually has gone in today when it was like 19,400.
She's not an oracle, so you don't have to worry about it. She's just gonna rely on the charts, man. If she's making. Yeah, if she's gonna make predictions models like this, then we got to buy that octopus, that makes the right. Remember the octopus, guys? That makes the right predictions. I still remember that, like many years ago. The octopus was saying, choose if Bitcoin's price is gonna go up or down. I think the moon has an effect on the octopus anyway. So he was making correct predictions for a while before he got eaten. After the moment he got predicted wrongly anyway. So yeah. Time flies, guys. We are at the end of the show.
Really? And only 1 hour. This coffee session.
That's all we can do, bro.
Sorry. We've done some stirring shit. We can't do more than 1 hour. Sometimes we go beyond, So 1 hour is more than we have every week. We bring you the latest in terms of the news. We try to bring the most updated ones, especially with price movements and new DeFi shit. Actually, we didn't talk about Pickle Finance when we had the opportunity, so I should get some of the other speakers coming on that. So yeah,
did the pickle get in the pickle?
Yeah, so we can talk about it.
About the Ethereum 2.0 technology as well. Like, what security are we talking about there? There's no security.
Yeah, we should talk about security.
2.0 is nothing about security. Zero.
Yeah, that we need to talk about that a lot more.
We are not expecting any improvement on the security with the new 2.0 Ethereum.
I doubt. Yeah, I doubt. Well, we hope Danny can share some insights next week, unless he wants to do a swap with Rico again. So that's still on a human element that we do not know. It's typically like any crypto, going up or going down. Whether who we're gonna have on the show, we don't know. Obviously, I'm the only one that's the most constant.
So if the swap happens really, then next week I'm very free on the Tuesday and Wednesday night.
You can both come on.
Yeah, you can both come on.
No, I thought he's coming on today, but then he just told me I'm swapping with you. I'm going to your session with the other organizers. So I was like, what? I didn't even know about this.
There are three sessions that's ongoing at this point of time. So CoinGecko, your site, my site, and a lot of other people. So this really reminds me of the 2016, 2017 hype days, when everyone's just talking and everyone's just trying to do the same show at the same time, multiple events at the same time as well. So I remember those happy times where we go from one place to another, we hop from one crypto event to another. We go to one event, after party, and then we go to the next one after that, and so on and so forth.
Okay,
but unfortunately, it is what it is now. So yeah.
Well, last year in South Korea during the current blockchain week.
Oh yeah, we were there. Yeah, Rico, thanks for the reminder, man. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of updates on the Facebook itself. My wife has been showing, when are we going back to Korea? Oh God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
What are you guys predicting for next week?
Next week?
Yeah, so you said it's gonna go.
Next week?
Yeah, let's just for fun. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm gonna let me look at my crystal ball real quick here.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you think is gonna happen next week?
Next week?
Yeah.
Well,
just same question back at you.
I'm saying that the odds will fall because they have been climbing for the past few weeks, and usually odds only go for 1-2 weeks at the most. So
and then BTC and Ether. Yeah, no.
If odds for Ether is going to drop a bit, that's my opinion. But Bitcoin, I'm staying away because I do not know how parabolic it is going to be. The FIs are too much in the game. I don't dare to play. I'm scared.
We'll hit around 650, 630, and then we'll dip a little bit. But then if Ethereum 2.0 has the FOMO and the hype to go on, it may go up to $1,000 later.
Exactly.
That's how they will play around with it. So if you want to, depends, Adele, you want to go into Ethereum or Bitcoin now?
I did go into Ethereum. I regret it. So
yeah. Not now. I think,
Tuesday,
all right, you should just create an NFT of yourself. And
she's gonna do her own NFT. She's confirmed because she talked about it.
I'm gonna take a digital art course.
Yeah, we are all gonna show our own NFTs on this channel. You can come and join us anytime,
It's
no
going to be
problem.
called a Digidel.
Yeah. Steve's got his own NFT as well. Have you launched
Really?
it, Steve?
No, not yet.
Have you?
No.
So yeah, once it's on OpenSea, this is an open channel. Show your NFT, guys.
My
It's
NFT is getting ready. It's produced by Annie. So yeah, stay tuned,
nice.
guys.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Nice.
So I'll
And
give you a
Steve,
price target for next week of 20,600. How's that sound?
For Bitcoin.
Yeah. Next week, Tuesday, 20,600. That's my prediction.
Damn, Steve.
I'm not saying it's going to be 20,600 on tomorrow on next Tuesday, but it will hit that between now and next Tuesday. 20,600.
We are so being FOMO at this point of time, guys.
So yeah.
That's the final disclaimer, guys. Do not take our word for it. Please do your own due diligence.
It's just a prediction.
It's
I'm
just
not the oracle.
predictions. He's not oracle. Yes, that's right. So please don't come after us and say that. There you go. Steve said that 20,000. 600. But we do reserve bragging rights. If it does, it's 20,600. So do your own due diligence. This is not a channel for you.
Draw your own lines. That's what I say.
That's right. All right, man, guys. Thank you for joining us. It has always been
me today.
it's always been,
You guys around.
Thanks, Rico,
Nice to
for
see you,
joining
Rico.
us. We should have you and Danny coming together. Danny, you heard us. Yeah, come back online. the people
miss the shit out of us.
Yeah, everyone. So anytime, man, guys. We'll try to talk more about some more DeFi stuff. But as it is, we're signing off at this point of time. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week, guys. At $20,600.
Thanksgiving to everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right. See you.